Nearly half a decade ago, a much younger Josh bought one of his dream cars, and that is my E36 M3 that you guys see here. I had just gotten an E24 635 for free, sold that, sold some parts off that. I did my first parts car ever. I was feeling good. I saw this pop up for sale, and I had to make it mine. That was 2019. Fast forward nearly 5 years of love and care and a lot of enjoyment. And we are in the final 24 hours of my ownership of my M3. It feels pretty weird saying that. I have never sold a long time car of mine. You know, the longest owned car I've ever sold was probably like a year. You know, I buy and sell a lot of cars, but there's always been a select few that have stayed for a long time, and this was one of them, and now it's coming to an end. So a quick recap on this car for the people that might not know it, because I've hardly featured on my channel over these 5 years, and the reason behind that is just wasn't really much to do. But this is my 1999 E36 M3. Everyone says Dakar Yellow. It's basically identical to Dakar Yellow, but it's not. This car has a wide body kit on it, so when you do the wide body, it's obviously, the color has to change or you have to redo everything. So Dakar Yellow painted mirrors, Dakar Yellow painted wing, but the rest of the car is an identical Dakar wrap. A lot of people didn't know that, but really nicely done wrap. It's got BBS Kircher wheels on it, built for this car, multiple iterations of barrel and lip. Derek was really meticulous when he built this car. Broadway static coilovers, and arguably the coolest part about the car is the magma interior. So this was, without a doubt, probably my favorite part of the car. Yellow on magma brown is such a weird, quirky color combo, but I think it just worked really well for this car. It's obviously a stock 5-speed car. Drivetrain-wise, it's bone stock. This was basically a car meant for looks, right? And a lot of people have been saying, oh, why? Oh, I forgot. LTW wing. It's a Mashaw, which is like the best rep you could buy. Genuine LTW wings are few and far between nowadays. One of the only things I have modded on this car myself was I added the lucid clear taillights. It came stock with the red and white Euro tails. I think a car like this, I wanted to have some flashier, cooler tails. I absolutely love these taillights. So yeah, I added the tails, and that was honestly the only touch I really did to this car, because when I bought it, it was everything I wanted. This was just the perfect E36 in my eyes. The color, the wide body, the BBSs. There was nothing to it that wasn't exactly what I wanted. And a lot of people have been saying, you know, why are you selling it, this and that? Like, oh, everyone, we know you for this car. And honestly, the truth behind that is I don't want to be known for a car, because this is the only car I haven't built. And yes, I've taken care of it for the past 5 years, and for a car this low to last for 5 years is pretty crazy. A lot of people would ruin a car like this. You got to know kind of how to handle it. Obviously, it wasn't a daily driver, but you can come pan back around, give them something new to look at. But yeah, so I've maintained it for 5 years, but there was nothing for me to change, and I didn't build it. Derek built this car, and he did exactly the work that I would have wanted to do. So that's why it stayed like this all these years, because there was nothing I would have ever wanted to change. It was the perfect car, and it still is. And really, everyone says, why are you selling it? Why are you selling it? For no other reason than my space in the shop and kind of just where I'm heading, right? I've got a newfound appreciation for, you know, stock cars, and, you know, especially Alpinas really did this to me. I've started to realize how good a stock BMW can really be. And I want this to be the pride of someone else's collection rather than sit in the corner of my collection. And that's really the reason why. I still love how it looks. I know some people, oh, it's too low, the stance, whatever. This video isn't about a debate on how to modify or not modify an M3. A lot of people will say, oh, you shouldn't, you know, modify an M3 like this. It's meant to be driven. Yes, but at the same time, I like to look at my cars, and I enjoyed looking at this for 5 years. I remember the day I got it, I had a bunch of my friends over, and I swear, you might remember this, E-Man, we just sat in the driveway for how long? And we were just looking at the car. Like, it was like just so good. just staring at the car for hours on end and felt nothing but joy. And cars bring me that joy that way, just as they bring me joy driving them. And that was kind of this car for me. This was like my museum showpiece car. The legacy will live on with Nate, who's I know is going to take great care of it. And we'll see him probably at the end of this video, as long as I remember my camera and stuff and we have time. When we meet him, I'll let him run us through kind of what he's going to do with the car. I'm happy that he's going to change it up a little bit. I think that'll be cool. So it's not going to just be the same thing, but yeah, that's kind of the quick rundown of the car, the quick rundown of my reasoning. So now for the rest of the video, we're basically just going to spend another day with the car. We're going to go to a couple of the spots that I've taken it on the first day. We're going to remake some pictures that I took on the first day, and I'm going to kind of have one last emotional day with the car. Like I said, I've never sold a car I've owned for this long. So it's almost like you're selling a piece of your like a family member, which is a weird thing to say, but car people get it. So let's go have some final day fun with this thing. Okay, so we're taking the E36 to the very first gas station, the very first place I took a picture with it. I think it'd be fun in this video to take this thing to a couple of the spots that I took it on the first 24 hours, you know, driving around getting pictures. And I think now the only way to kind of send it off is to go to those same spots. So we're gonna go to the Speedway and get a picture of me with the car like I did 5 years ago to see how well I've aged and how well the car's aged. And then I think we'll hit my favorite roads where there's a cool like lake, and I took a couple of pictures of it there, just to kind of full circle everything for my last couple of drives in this thing. So yeah. Okay, show them the picture on the phone. I'm trying to set this shot back up so I can go a little bit more left. Right?
Yeah.
We passed that crack?
You have to get past that crack, yeah. And over it, so yeah, you weren't even getting gas. So go to like this side, like a couple more inches.
More left?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. 1 second.
The sickest part of this whole thing is if you look at the gas prices behind the car. $288 in the picture, $419 5 years later. That sucks for '87. There's no more garbage can, but otherwise, same station. This lady wanted to get gas here, but she was too. Alright, well, I guess now we just take the picture, huh? Right in front of the wheel. Full crouched. I could have honestly worn that same hoodie. I still have it.
Yeah, you could have.
All right. Set me up.
Okay, so.
Was that like this, or was that like this, or?
A little closer to the wheel. You can do your hands exactly the same if you want.
How were they?
One was like lower than the other, like.
Each other? Wait, let me see the picture again. Okay, left hand. Wait, that's really hard to. Like this. Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
something like that.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
In 5 years, my knees definitely hurt more holding that pose, but that's pretty good. All these years, everyone always said, with a stance like that, can you even still drive the car? I can absolutely drive the car. And that's the difference between setting up a lowered car properly and just throwing the cheapest stuff on it and not thinking about it. Because this car, and it always impressed people, it does drive pretty good. It's a little sketchy when you really get up to speed with the stretched tires, but it's really not the lowness, it's more so the stretched tires. But it still handles pretty good. It always has. It's always been a fun car to drive. These are my favorite driving roads. These are where I take all my cars and the videos you guys see when I'm driving. But this spot right here is where I took the day one pictures of this car backed into the boat launch. Let's see if it's even open. Oh my God, there's people there. No. No, Eustace was here for these pictures. I didn't even realize that. But that's not that close. I could probably do that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think these guys will be alarmed. Another spot we came day one. This actually might have been day two, but I've always liked this spot because it looks like super Chernobyl-y, like this rustic. And they actually cut the grass. If you look at the pictures from the first shoot, this was all tall grass, but beaten down gate, bunch of, it looks like a wasteland back there. So I've always really liked this spot, but we're just full circling, coming around. Last spot was good. There was some fishermen there. They ended up actually really liking the car, which I was kind of surprised. But I'm just trying to take it all in, reminisce on all my fun ventures in this car over the last 5 years. Get my last couple drives in on it, so. Just gotta move all my brochures out of the way. Nothing to make it feel quite as real as signing over the title. So I need signature of seller. And I did my part, just like that. Signed away my ownership here. And while we're down here, I haven't really showed you guys, but in the office, got a couple models here, but also I got my brochure collections that my mom put together of all my collection of BMW brochures. So we got our M1 right here. So M3, M4, turbo diesel. I guess it's not M. Original accessories, more turbo diesel, the M models. We got E9, 1991 automobiles, all sorts of stuff. And I got like 5 of these down here. You can see I just got brochures just sitting around. I got another one. Never really show you guys all my memorabilia, but I figure while we're down here, and this is kind of a chill video, you know, now we got, this is all 3 Series Z3, 316, 318, Z3M Coupe, E30, E36 wagon, E21, just all sorts of cool goodies. Then when I'm feeling like learning my BMW fuel injection enlightened approach, this is all old troubleshooting stuff right here. And then I also have Robert Bosch, K Jetronic, and then I have L Jetronic original service manuals from the Robert Bosch company. So, you know, you guys see me collect the cars and work on the cars, but I'm also a big nerd on the, you know, documents and books behind. I got, if anyone ever meets me in person, just ask me if you want one of these Dutch service test pamphlets. I got like 1 million of them. But yeah, while we're down here signing away my car, figured I'd show you guys some of my you know, literature and stuff like that. So one more thing we had to do in this video, we had to greet the E36 to the E30. They've never met. I had to, for the sake of the name, M3 name is Josh, I had to get the 3 first M3 generations together. It's actually a pretty big deal. It's pretty special to me. My name obviously came from a time when I was more M3 oriented, before I really did a lot of the 5 Series stuff. And I know like I'm all across the board really, but a lot of 5 Series stuff. But E36, E30, E46 M3. You guys know these cars really well. This is, I just debuted it. I don't think by the time this video is posted, I haven't done a full video on it. But this is the 1990 E30 M3 Sport Evo, E36 M3 US, E46 M3 US. That's my silver car. This car has been here forever. Again, not a lot of content on either of these M3s, basically because that car I kind of did all the building and the tinkering with prior to ever having a channel. This car didn't really have any work I wanted to do on it. And then this is something that I'm not going to be modifying, obviously. This is going to be staying as is. You can't really modify a car like this any further. Otherwise, it would be kind of a sin. But I had something to say. So I wanted to say, with these 3 cars together, that it's pretty crazy how each 3 of these are widely different generationally. Whereas like, you know, E12 and E28 mend into kind of, they all look like the same era, but this is total 80s, the E36 is total 90s, and the E46 is total 2000s. And I think that's really crazy how they all kind of fall into their decade so very specifically. Like there's no merger, there's no like, oh, this is the 80s. Well, this is 80s, 90s, but for this to be 90s and the E36 to be 90s is a pretty crazy thing because the gap there is so close, but the looks are so different. And I think you see a little bit more of the E36 and the E46 making sense together than you do the E30 and the E36. But one day I'll make a whole video dedicated to having the first 3s together, but I didn't want it to be with this car because I think the modifications make it way too different to what these are. So, but I just wanted to get them together so they could meet before it goes. So we made a quick detour to the shop. That's the part that I think hurts the most. I think that's it. I strap it down and we begin our journey. So honestly, I think the hardest part selling the car, the saddest part, isn't necessarily thinking about, oh, I'm gonna miss driving it or this or that, but more so the fact that you know a piece of your younger years, right? You spent 5 years with this car since I was in college. Watching that kind of fade, right? It's kind of a sad overall feeling, right? This car watched you grow up. I don't know if other people think like that or just me, but I always think from these cars that I own for a long time, it's kind of watched me grow up. I've grown with it. Me and this car, we're the same age actually. And that's why it always appealed to me, a 99 M3 in yellow. And it's sad to see it go, but I think in the future we'll have probably another one. We made it. Yes, sir. Nate, how are we feeling?
Feeling good, man.
Feeling good?
Yep.
Did it live up to what you thought?
Every bit of it.
Every bit of it?
Yep.
Love it? This guy's about to drive this thing straight back to work, huh?
Yep.
Well, initial impressions, you thinking lower than you thought? Definitely, just what you thought?
Definitely lower than I thought.
See, that's what everyone that was interested in the car ended up telling me. I had a few people drive out and they all went, oh, it's too low. I said, dude, the pictures, I mean, I explained it, but so I told everyone that I would talk to you and run you through, because so basically I've been filming. I needed yesterday for the sole reason of saying goodbye, but also I wanted to do a kind of my final 24-hour video, right?
Absolutely.
So I took it to all the spots that I've been on the first day, and I introduced it to the E30 and the E46 because I felt like I had to.
Yeah, I saw
but
that.
I said I wanted to run it by you, and you could explain to people kind of your plans with the car, because I know you said you're going to do a couple things, right? You're not going to leave it exactly what it is. So
nope.
Where are you at with it? But well, how did it come to be? Tell them about the E28.
Yeah, so my car actually it fell off the trailer as I was going to get it.
Send me the picture so I can put it in here.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
It fell off the trailer as I was going to get a motor put in. That's fully built M50 turbo. But yeah, my plans are, I got a complete air system to go on it. I'm probably going to swap my motor into this and turbo it.
Could you guys believe he's going to take out the S52 and put a 325i engine in? It's almost a sin, but actually I think it's worth doing.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's fully built. The whole bottom end's done, so it should be, it'll definitely be a ripper. So.
Yeah, so he's not going to leave it stock like I have all these years. 5 years and I did nothing but taillights, and I think everyone kind of beats me up about that. But, you know, he's going to put it on air, make it more functional, which I actually agree with. He said you're going to hate me, but I think that's just a better idea.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot more bang for your buck out of this car. It was just one thing that I kind of never wanted to take the time to do. And then, you know, putting a built engine in this thing is sick. It's already got the ZF.
Yep.
You don't have to worry about, you know, any of that. I think that'll be a really rad idea. So
It's beautiful.
I'm glad it's going to a good home.
Yep.
This guy better take care of it, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Hey, I hope it's everything it was for me
Absolutely.
to you.
Absolutely.
So now I got to venture a long 5-hour drive home with nothing on my trailer, which really is lame. So it sucks, but that's the end of an era right here. This is actually really sad. Five years, I've never seen this car from the outside. I don't think I've ever let anyone drive it. Now I'm watching it drive away from me while I'm following him. Just sounds to be the same way, but yeah, like we said, he's taking it straight to work. But oh man, that hurts. That hurts to see. Oh, it won't focus. There she goes. So yeah, there we have it. That is our finale for the E36 M3. That was actually, it's actually starting to kind of hit me right now. And I knew that's how it would kind of happen. Really sad to see that car go. I mean, I've cherished that car for almost 5 years. I'm really glad I got this video. I'm glad I spent my whole last 24 hours kind of hanging out with the car, doing things with the car. I'm gonna really like to look back at those pictures. Following him out and feeling like I was chasing my old car was a really weird feeling, and it was really hard to watch. But I know it went to an awesome home, and I'm really glad that he's gonna take that car and build on it and make it better. And that's, I think, the coolest thing, because he's in that world. He's familiar with the lowered cars, so I don't have to worry about it getting ruined. And there was a lot of people that wanted it, but I sensed from them that you don't really know how to drive this car. And a car like that, you need to know how to drive it. So he got in it. We went for a little test drive. I forgot to bring the camera, but he picked up right, you know, totally natural with it. So it's in good hands, and you know, I get to keep up with him through Instagram. I really wanted to go to a friend, so I'm really grateful for that, and I'm grateful I got to be the one to deliver it. So there we have it. That's the conclusion. Hope you guys enjoyed this more vlog style video. This was different from my usual content, but special occasion. So we'll see what fills its slot. I may or may not have already figured out what will fill the E36's slot, so stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys in the next episode of whatever we are doing. Won't be selling another car though. Personal collection is here to stay for now. I don't have my sights on anything leaving, except for the 8 Series. I hope that goes. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.